I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. I'm happy to debate him.
President Biden finally saying he will debate former President Trump, telling Howard Stern he's happy to do it. Trump responding right away on Truth Social saying, quote, "I say anywhere, anytime, any place. In fact, let's do the debate at the courthouse tonight on national television. I'll wait around." Fox News contributor and Washington Post columnist Marc Thiessen joins us now. Mark, good morning to you. So I guess it's set in stone.
Good morning,
We
Carly.
can now officially expect this debate to take place, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Look, first of all, the fact that it's even an open question just shows that he shouldn't be running for president. If you can't commit to a debate for president, you shouldn't be running for president of the United States. But look, I'm not sure that he's the final decision maker. I mean, this is a guy who said 4 times that he would defend Taiwan, and 4 times his staff said he didn't mean what he said. So I'm not so sure that they'll actually follow through on this. I mean, this is a guy who can't read a teleprompter. They're not going to let the guy who said 4 more years pause go unscripted on a debate stage with Donald Trump.
Yeah, but, you know, the former president's not going to let this up because he knows that this could be President Biden's weakness. He's going to keep on hammering this point home. I mean, Biden campaign is going to have to respond. So could they eventually be pigeonholed into a debate? And if so, what will that look like?
Well, they're going to be, because it's going to be very embarrassing for them if he doesn't debate. But on the other hand, I'm not sure what they're so afraid of, because I don't know that a bad debate performance would actually hurt him electorally. I mean, think about 86% of the American people already think that he's too old for a second term. So, but he's tied with Trump in the Real Clear Politics average. So there's a lot of people who think he's too old who are voting for him anyway. And look at John Fetterman, who went out and had that just horrific debate performance, and he still won his Senate seat in Pennsylvania. So I think a lot of this is baked in. I think people have baked in opinions about Trump, and they're going to vote for him or not for him based on that. And they have baked in opinions on Biden's age. And they've already decided that, factor that into their decisions on who they're going to vote for.
But man, there's still that independent voter out there, and it's like neck and neck when you look at the polling when it comes to those people who haven't decided yet. And it really might come down to the age issue. I mean, we've been talking a lot today about this Axios report. It's sort of a silly sidebar story, but it does make the overall point about a president who is up there in years and asking for 4 more. Now the goal is to sort of surround him when he's going to Air Force One and Marine One, so that people don't focus on him shuffling across the lawn.
No, and they changed his stairs going up Air Force One. They're surrounding him with aides so we can't see him, shuffling along like an elderly man as he gets to Marine One. They're trying to protect him. But the reality is, look, I don't think there's a serious person out there who thinks that Joe Biden, if he's reelected, is going to complete his second term. He'd be 86. Imagine what he's 81 now. Look at him, what he's like. Imagine him at 86. I think Donald Trump should not only debate him, he should go and debate Kamala Harris, because she's the real nominee.
Yeah. So you are talking, that's a good point. And you're saying that, sort of the age thing is baked into the cake with President Biden. What about the drama surrounding former President Trump? Not a lot of it not his fault. When it comes to these trials, do you think that people will actually look at those trials and factor that into their votes come November?
I think a lot of people have already factored these things into their votes, and if anything, the trials have helped Donald Trump, because they've rallied the Republican Party around him. I mean, just look at this. This trial is a disgrace. The idea that they're trying to put him in jail. They're trying to bankrupt him with civil trials. They're trying to kick him off the ballot. He's got 91 charges filed against him at the federal, state, and local level. Charles Manson had 10. Okay, there's never been anyone who's been faced this kind of lawfare before.
So, Mark, we also want to talk to you about this New York Post report. The report is titled "Inside the Failed White House Coup to Oust Biden Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre." Here's a quote from it, from a source telling the New York Post, "There was an effort to have some outside folks who Karine knows and trusts talk to her about why leaving last fall would have made a lot of sense to her and her career," the source said, calling it an effort to encourage her to move along. What do you think about this?
Well, of course they're trying to get rid of her. She's the most incompetent person to ever hold the position of White House press secretary. And it's not just that she reads out of binders. She doesn't understand the words she's reading. I mean, there was that moment a year or so ago where she thanked Congress for its bipartisan, bicameral support. She meant bicameral, which is both houses of Congress. But she said it 3 times. And how does the White House press secretary not know that and then not be curious enough to ask? What does this mean before she went out on the stage? Or when she referred to Hawaii Senator Mazie Hirono as Senator Harino and called her a man.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought misgendering somebody was a firing offense in the Democratic Party. Can you imagine doing a segment about a senator and not knowing their gender before you went out on TV? She does that from the White House podium. She's lazy and incompetent.
It's certainly a tough job. Mark, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Have a great day.
Thank you, Carly.
You're very welcome.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.